How to be everyone's favorite without being fake. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments. Let's be real. Winning people over in the workplace can feel like walking a tightrope over a pit of alligators. On one hand, you want to be liked, trusted, and admired. On the other hand, you absolutely do not want to be that person who oozes fake charm and reeks of insincerity. We all know someone like that, and let's just say they're not getting invited to lunch. The good news? You can absolutely be everyone's favorite without losing your authenticity or your sanity. Here's the secret. Being genuinely likable isn't about being perfect or trying to please everyone. It's about mastering the delicate art of connection, influence, and authenticity. The best part? You don't have to compromise your values or turn into a corporate cheerleader to pull it off. Ready to learn the tricks of the trade? Let's dive in. Start with genuine curiosity. People love to feel seen, heard, and valued. So, the quickest way to become their favorite person is to show genuine interest in them. And no, this doesn't mean you have to care deeply about their 45-minute monologue on their dog's digestive issues, but you do need to care enough to ask thoughtful questions. When chatting with colleagues, ditch the generic, "How's it going?" and try something more engaging like, "What's the most exciting thing you've worked on this week?" Or, "What's a project you're really proud of?" These questions show that you're paying attention and actually value their input. And when they start talking, listen, like, really listen. Nod, make eye contact, and maybe even sprinkle in a "that's fascinating" for good measure. Remember, people aren't used to being genuinely listened to, so when you give them that rare gift, they'll remember you and like you. Master the compliment game. Compliments are like little nuggets of gold in the workplace, but only if they're authentic. Nobody likes a compliment that feels like it was ripped from a self-help manual. "Wow, Karen, you're so good at existing." Instead, focus on being specific and sincere. Did your colleague crush it during a presentation? Say, "Your presentation was fantastic. The way you explained, specific point, was so clear. It really stood out." Or if someone always has the most organized spreadsheets, say, "I don't know how you do it, but your spreadsheets are basically a work of art." These kinds of compliments do two things. They make the recipient feel genuinely appreciated, and they subtly position you as someone who's confident enough to recognize others' strengths without feeling threatened. The power of strategic positivity. Here's a workplace truth bomb. Positivity is magnetic. But let's be clear, we're not talking about toxic positivity. Nobody likes the person who chirps, "Everything happens for a reason," when the printer jams during a deadline crunch. Instead, practice strategic positivity. When chaos strikes, be the person who stays calm and offers solutions. When others are complaining about a situation, find a silver lining, just make sure it's grounded in reality. For example, if a big project feels overwhelming, say, "I know it's a lot, but imagine how awesome it'll feel when we pull this off. Let's figure out the next steps and tackle it together." This kind of grounded optimism not only makes you likable, but it also positions you as a leader people want to follow. Be generous with credit. In the corporate world, credit is a hot commodity, and too many people hoard it like it's the last donut in the break room. Don't be that person. Instead, make it a habit to share credit freely and publicly. If your team succeeded on a project, say, "I'm so proud of how our team pulled together." Specific colleague really nailed the analysis, and another colleague had such great ideas during brainstorming. Not only does this make you look generous and confident, but it also builds goodwill with your peers, who will be more likely to support you in the future. Bonus tip: giving credit where it's due doesn't diminish your accomplishments, it amplifies them. People will see you as a leader who lifts others up rather than stepping on them to climb the ladder. Bring your personality to work. Too often, people feel like they have to suppress their personalities in the workplace to fit in. But here's the thing. Your personality is your superpower. It's what makes you memorable, relatable, and, yes, likable. Of course, there's a fine line between being authentic and oversharing. No one needs to hear about your entire dating history or your questionable karaoke habits. But don't be afraid to sprinkle in a little humor, share a funny story, or admit when you've made a mistake. Vulnerability, in small doses, is endearing and makes you more human. For example, if you're late to a meeting because you got stuck in traffic, don't just apologize. Say, "I fought a valiant battle with rush hour traffic, but alas, the traffic won." A little humor goes a long way in making you approachable. Being everyone's favorite without being fake is about finding the sweet spot between warmth and authenticity. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just showing up as your best self, day after day, and treating others with respect, humor, and kindness. Handle difficult people like a pro. Toxic workplaces are breeding grounds for difficult personalities. Whether it's the office bully, the passive-aggressive queen, or the colleague who thrives on drama, you'll need a strategy to manage them without losing your cool or your likability. The secret? Detach emotionally while staying polite. Think of yourself as an anthropologist observing their behavior. Instead of reacting, respond with calm confidence. If someone tries to bait you with a snide comment, channel your inner Zen master and say, "I appreciate your feedback. Let me think about that." Translation: nice try, but you're not rattling me today. Humor can also be your secret weapon. If the office drama queen tries to pull you into their whirlwind, say with a smile, "Oh, you're so good at finding the excitement in everything. I'll leave you to it." It's playful but firm, and it sends the message that you're not here for their nonsense. Master the art of boundaries. One of the biggest challenges of being likable is knowing where to draw the line. People-pleasing might win you fans in the short term, but in the long run, it can leave you overworked, overwhelmed, and overlooked for opportunities that matter. Enter strategic boundaries. Let's say a coworker constantly interrupts your focus with their personal dramas. Instead of letting your productivity suffer, politely redirect them. "I'd love to hear about this, but I'm on a tight deadline right now. Let's catch up later." This way, you're kind but firm, and you protect your time without coming across as dismissive. Boundaries aren't just about saying no. They're about prioritizing what matters most to you. And when people see you respecting your own time, they'll start respecting it too. Be a source of solutions, not complaints. Here's a little workplace secret. People love problem solvers. They don't love complainers. If you want to be everyone's favorite, make it your mission to bring solutions to the table instead of just pointing out what's wrong. For instance, if your team is struggling with unrealistic deadlines, don't just vent about it in the break room. Instead, propose a plan. "I know we're up against a lot, but what if we reallocate some tasks or focus on the highest priorities first? I'm happy to draft a plan for discussion." This not only makes you stand out as proactive and capable, but it also makes your colleagues feel like you're on their side. And trust me, people remember who had their back when things got tough. Use emotional intelligence to your advantage. In toxic environments, emotions often run high. Office politics can turn even the calmest workplace into a Game of Thrones episode. To stay likable, you'll need to master emotional intelligence, the art of understanding and managing emotions, yours and others. Start by being attuned to the vibes in the room. Is your boss unusually stressed? Offer support. "I notice things have been hectic lately. Anything I can help with?" Is your team feeling burned out? Suggest a morale boost, like a casual coffee break or a team lunch. The key here is to show empathy without overstepping. You're not a therapist, but you are someone who makes people feel seen and supported. And that's a powerful way to earn their admiration. Be consistently unexpected. Finally, the ultimate secret to being everyone's favorite is to keep them on their toes, in a good way. Surprise them with your kindness, your wit, and your ability to rise above the nonsense. For example, bring donuts to a meeting just because. Drop a thank you email to someone who helped you last week. Volunteer to mentor a junior colleague, and watch their jaw drop. These small, unexpected gestures build goodwill and make you memorable for all the right reasons. But don't stop there. When they think they've figured you out, show another dimension. If you're known for being the calm one, blow them away with a bold idea in the next meeting. If you're the problem solver, crack a joke that leaves the room in stitches. Being consistently unexpected keeps you intriguing and utterly unforgettable. Being everyone's favorite without being fake is a masterful dance of authenticity, charm, and strategy. You're not trying to win a popularity contest. You're building genuine connections, managing tricky dynamics, and positioning yourself as a force to be reckoned with. The best part? When you're genuinely likable, you don't just win over colleagues. You win allies, opportunities, and long-term success. So, keep smiling, keep strategizing, and keep being unapologetically you. After all, the world doesn't need another fake corporate drone. It needs you, bold, brilliant, and absolutely unforgettable. Brought to you by Lux von Zollern, the maker of exclusive garments for successful women, available at the website lvzprestige.com. Think Lux von Zollern when you wish to amplify your executive impact in high-stakes business environments.